Hi everyone! So what a week it has been. This video is going to be just a little bit more brutal. Just over a week ago we had a couple dogs, somebody's pets I guess. I don't know, they got out and they came and said hi to our animals, came in our pasture and attacked a ton of my animals. So before this happened, had two sheep that have probably been in a couple of my videos, and I had 7 goats. Now, just over a week later, I have no sheep and 6 goats, and I'm also down to 3 chickens. So, yeah, keep your dogs under control for one. If they get out, make sure they're not going to attack a bunch of animals in somebody's pasture. But luckily, the animals that are still alive are doing wonderful, and they should all be in the clear. I do have one little baby goat that did have an infection, and kind of the side of her face was getting swollen up, but hopefully she will be good now. However, with her being so little, you know, something could happen anytime, so it's kind of a matter of wait and see game. But she looks good. I did have 3 chickens, 1 sheep, and a goat die right away from the dogs getting them. And then a few days later, I had my other sheep die. She had gotten pretty bad, couldn't really walk, and just kind of would get up and nibble a little bit. Sheep aren't super resilient though, so once they get hurt, it's not totally surprising for them to die. Every one of my goats got bit and got injured. So Iris here, she actually had a pretty large, nasty gash, was walking pretty rough, but she's doing significantly better. Jackie here, my little princess, hi big, she was also gimping, but she is young and resilient and bounced back after a few days pretty well. And then in here, I put everyone in here where my meat birds were. And the fact that I could even catch them all to put them in here is kind of amazing. My buck here, he is not the friendliest. He's not aggressive at all, but he doesn't want you touching him or petting him. And my mama that is in there, she doesn't want touched at all either. You know, if you have a treat, she'll come get it, and that's all the further she wants human interaction to occur. So this boy, you can see he's got a purple head. You know, he's kind of got that typical buck head. You got some pee stains on it. He stinks. But he must have been fighting those dogs because he had bite marks all over his head and around his ears. And he was just dazed for days. You know, he just was off. There was like nobody was home. And about 4 or 5 days later, he perked up and he started acting like his normal self. And then he got bit on the tail. You can see I used Blue Coat. It's basically a spray antiseptic. There's Blue Coat and Red Coat, and you know the blue is actually more purple. But it works really great. It helps keep everything healed. Oh, there's Crystal. She's out. I have the gate open a little bit. That little girl got bit right on the hock and back. Not a very deep one, but enough that she was gimping that first day, and then she bounced back right away. But her bite was, like I said, quite small. My sheep that got bit that couldn't walk had puncture wounds that were very deep. Very, very deep. So this is Iris. She was pretty gimpy, but she kind of has that mentality. You can see she is my most skittish goat. She doesn't want really bothered. And once again, the fact that I was able to catch her and put her in here that day that it happened, that's significant. But she got bit on the back legs again, kind of like everyone else. Back legs were kind of the go-to area, apparently.
I'm not touching.
But I feel like she is more skittish, even though they're in here. They're all just their minds are a little bit different. And then over here, it's my little baby. So I lost my baby's twin. Oh, she just wants mama. Where'd she go? Right over there. So little Zola, she doesn't really like getting caught because when she was really bad, I'd catch her and I'd put a bunch of antiseptic on her and bandage her up. You can see pictures. Zola is just gonna hide. She's never been the friendliest baby because of her mama, I'm sure. But she got bit right here and then right on top of the head. Probably had a big old bite right over. That's probably why she had the big abscess on the side of her face. But she also got bit. So on the other back leg. I don't know if she'll stand still enough to let you show how she's looking now. I'll show pictures. Now she had a massive hole, 2 holes actually, right in her thigh. And you know, you could shove a whole finger in there. They're living in my topper. They don't really like getting bothered. These 3, they were doing pretty rough. But her holes are healing up pretty nicely. But you can just kind of see right there. The problem is that they are open, and with where it's located, you can't really cover it up. I asked the vet what I should do. I had a diaper on her because it was the only way to keep that thigh covered and it would stay on. But, you know, I'd put it on and change it twice a day, and it would fall off with usually by the time I had to put the next one on. And, you know, I got to sleep at night and I still had to go to work. So it was kind of do the best I could with what I had for time and resources. And the vet said, well, leave it open and just keep cleaning it out. So that's what I've been doing twice a day. That's why she doesn't want to get bothered and get held. But like I said, the hole is closing up nicely. It was pretty rough. And yeah, that's what happens when dogs get a taste of blood and they are apparently just a bit more aggressive. You know, in the movie Babe, if anyone has seen that, there's a scene where these wild dogs come and kill a sheep. And that's actually the story I used to explain what happened to my kids, because my husband came home first and said, hey, you need to get home. We have some dogs that killed some of our animals. And I told my kids, hey, you know how in Babe, the naughty dogs kill the sheep? Well, that's what happened at home. So just kind of, it was a way for them to kind of understand what happened and to kind of prep their minds just a smidgen before we got home. I mean, they're 2 and 4, and they have seen dead animals just from being on the homestead, which I have a love-hate relationship with. You know, don't really want to expose my kids to that too much, but they know it's kind of a part of life. So they've tolerated this pretty well. But when my second sheep died, they weren't too happy about that, because she was straight up pretty much a pet. I mean, yeah, we sheared her and had some wool, but she went on walks with us, and you know, they would help try to get her feeling better. And when she was doing pretty rough those last few days, she would get brushed by my son, and my daughter would give her some oats, and then to find out she died, I mean, that was hard on them. But, you know, part of life, you live and learn, and hopefully this will all go away and not be too nasty. Still trying to figure out all the details with everything, and yeah, but Come on, people. I see posts all the time about missing dogs, or hey, my dog got out, or I saw this dog on the side of the road. Whose is it? You know, come get your dog. I see posts like that all the time around here. That needs to stop. I mean, I understand dogs wander, but one, make it so that they can't wander, or train your dog to not, I guess, if you can. We were blessed with a good dog. He stays home. But growing up, our dogs weren't fenced in. I grew up on a farm and the dogs stayed home. And then, you know, we've had dogs come here before. Last year we had somebody's dog come and say hi. Came in the pasture. Again, it's not like my animals are out running the road or something. These dogs are coming in the pasture. And last year we had a dog come and kill one of our chickens. We were home when it happened, so we were able to stop it. We found the owner, and you know, life was good and fine. This time we weren't home to stop anything. My husband came home and saw the result of what had happened. Saw a couple dogs trotting around in our pasture. But you know, if your dogs are going to get out, make sure they're not going to go attack a bunch of animals. I mean, what keeps going through my mind is I have little kids. What if I would have been in the house and my kids were running or playing on the swing set? You know, the swing set is right kind of below the deck. And if they would have been playing on the swing set while I was maybe in the kitchen, it's right inside the door. I got a pretty easy eye on them, and some dogs came up and my kids ran away, probably like the goats and sheep ran away. And what if those dogs would have thought, well, this is fun too. I can chase them just like I chase the goats and sheep. That cannot be happening. We've had my family's animals around, or dogs around, and they're not coming in and wanting to just attack a bunch of animals. So I don't know. It's a whole thing, but that's what I got. That's kind of what's been going on here. It's been a mess. There's been a lot of tears from a lot of people, and I hope it never happens again. And yeah, I'm saying and a lot. I'm sorry. But until next time.